What's up, man? I want to talk about further elaborate on this Floyd Mayweather situation with which a lot of people was letting Floyd Mayweather get away with a lot of stuff, man, in the past. It's because Floyd Mayweather was undefeated. Floyd Mayweather's money, Floyd Mayweather's car. Don't hate on Floyd. Let a black man eat. He's the A side. He can do what he want to do. He can fight low risk, high reward, meaning that he can fight, a lesser opponent for more money. And now it's coming back to bite a lot of people, man. Because I was, me and a lot of people was on the phone. People that was for all of just about all of Floyd Mayweather's bull crap, and it was people against Mayweather's bull crap because we seen down the line where this was going to go, where this was going to potentially go. A lot of people just like to live for the moment, like to be excited for a second. You know what I'm saying? Some people like to live like a king for 5 years instead of living like a prince for the rest of their life. You know what I'm saying? They just live for the moment, man. Some people can't see down the road. You know what I'm saying? Some people just want to see for the moment, and when you do that, you limit to what's coming over the horizon. And we seen this 3 or 4 years ago talking about if y'all going to accept Floyd Mayweather continuously making excuses for himself why he can't fight certain people because he's the quote unquote A side, and you know what I'm saying, and he's the face of boxing and he can do what he want to do. Eventually, it's going to come to a point to where you're going to like a fighter, and somebody else is going to do this to a fighter that you don't like. I mean, that you don't like. And it's happening with Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua is not doing nothing different than what Floyd Mayweather was doing. Now, I don't think Anthony Joshua is fighting low risk, high reward because I think Anthony Joshua has been fighting some really good opponents. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not in that sense, no, he's not doing that. But he is big time in Wilder. He does see himself as the A side. You know what I'm saying? He is in it for to make his money. But that's what Floyd Mayweather was in it for. And y'all was letting Floyd Mayweather get away with stuff. Y'all was letting Floyd Mayweather dictate how it was gonna go. You know what I'm saying? And Floyd Mayweather knew he had fans that was what's up, man. Floyd Mayweather knew he had fans that were going to support his high risk, high reward, low reward, and was going to support him being the A side. And people ran with it. You know what I'm saying? They was calling us haters and no man, y'all haters. Y'all don't want to see Floyd eat. Let the black man make his money. It's because see, this is the real the situation, man. A lot of people tie their selves to Mayweather and his success instead of having their own success and their own identity. Everything Mayweather did back then, it was part of their identity. You know what I'm saying? Delusional identity. It's like if you chipped away at Mayweather's career and started talking about the opponents he fought, when he fought them, and the people that he didn't fight, people got offended, man. Like it was them. Like it was, you know what I'm saying? Like to me, like not only if it was them, not the fact that it wasn't them, the fact that they don't even know Floyd. They didn't even know him on a personal level. They never met the man, never shook the man's hand, never had one word with the man, but they seeing themselves as Floyd Mayweather instead of achieving something in their own life and getting their own and paving their own road. They hitch their wagon to Floyd Mayweather. Now those are the same people that are mad at Floyd Mayweather because he said something critical about Deontay Wilder. You know what I'm saying? Which I do agree. A point that Mayweather said about Deontay Wilder, his technique is not that good. Now he has had success doing it his way, being awkward. You know what I'm saying? Not really being a traditional per se fighter. And yes, he has had a lot of success, and I'm not taking anything away from him. But also on the flip side of that, there are going to be problems down the road. You know what I'm saying? So people got to start seeing stuff down the road, man. You can't just live for now. I knew down the road. I knew 3 years ago when Fury beat Klitschko. I said right then and there that Wilder and Joshua is going to have a problem with Fury. I said it then, and people said, "No, no, Wilder gonna knock Fury out." Okay, he can knock Fury out because yes, you can say that because you have empirical data to back up your claim. So that was a claim that I was accepting, yes, because at that point Wilder had knocked out everybody, and he still had, and up until last Saturday, he had knocked out everybody. So yes, that's a credible claim. But I was saying if a guy gets in there and can take his power, he can't keep him down when he have him down, then what? And it reared his ugly head with the Fury fight. He couldn't keep Fury down. Fury had outboxed him most of the rounds. In my opinion, Fury won the fight. And that's what I was talking about. I wasn't just living in the moment like most people just live in the moment and can't see things down the road and then get caught off guard when things happen. See, that's why a lot of people are having a hard time and they are lashing out at people for this Deontay Wilder's performance is because they are shocked. But I'm not shocked. I knew it can happen. I knew this can happen with this type of opponent versus Wilder. Because one, Wilder, he's up and down with his jab. Some fights he'll use his jab really good. Then other fights you're like, man, what happened to Wilder's jab? Like against Luis Ortiz, he did not use his jab enough in that fight. He was doing a lot of posing, waiting on Luis Ortiz. And you can't wait on fighters like that. You can't wait. You can't wait on Luis Ortiz. You can't wait on the Tyson Fury. Those guys got boxing skills that Wilder would never be able to attain. If he hasn't attained them right now in 41, 42 fights, he's never going to get there. So he has to fight a different type of fight to beat them. And it kind of showed itself in the Ortiz fight. When I said that, I was like, he did not look good versus Ortiz, but he did knock him out. And see, when a fighter knocks a fighter out, people tend to forget the rest of the fight. But if you project that fighter to be able to beat other people in other styles, you cannot forget the fact that in a lot of those rounds versus Ortiz, Wilder was struggling in that fight with a guy that can box. He was struggling in that fight, but people didn't want to hear it. I made a video saying, man, he got away with this one. He was doing too much posing and not using his jab versus Ortiz. And I said in my breakdown with Klitschko that he has to use his jab. If he doesn't use his jab, he's going to be in trouble. And that's what happened. He didn't use his jab. He threw away his game. He threw away the game plan. That's what he said. He said he threw away the game plan. So I'm pretty sure the game plan had use your jab up in there in that game plan. And let me get back to the Mayweather thing, man. People let Mayweather get away with a whole lot of stuff back then. They were making excuses upon us. Look, I was on the phone. See, back then, you know what I'm saying? Me, Zone, Boxnologist, 78, a lot of people, Hype Low Type, Zero, D-Style, Boston Beach around. We all used to congregate on the phone and talk for hours. So I know the people that used to apologize and used to make the Mayweather apologists and the people that used to make excuses for Floyd. I know the people. I talked to them countless of times, and we used to try to hammer in their heads that when and Mayweather was the face of boxing, and when you have somebody that's successful at something is at the top, whatever he does is going to trickle down. It's going to trickle down to the others. And the fighters it trickled down to are going to be, you're going to see those fighters come up. And now we hearing a lot of fighters say, I'm the A side, or a lot of fighters say risk versus reward, or a lot of fighters say, I want to build up the fight. Where do they get that stuff from? All those quotes are Mayweather quotes. And now you're hearing a lot of fighters talk about that. Building the fight. Earl Spence want to build the fight. You know what I'm saying? He want to build the fight. He want to be the A side. And all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? A lot of fighters are going by that model. And we knew back then that that was not going to be good for boxing. But people accepted it because they liked Floyd Mayweather. But what about when a fighter come around that want to do it with, that you don't like AJ? AJ is doing some of that stuff that Floyd did. But people hate AJ for doing it, but they loved Floyd Mayweather when he was doing it. And you can't say, oh yeah, I liked Floyd when he was doing it because he was a brother. I was riding with the brother. Well, AJ is a brother too. AJ is a quote unquote brother too. So why y'all not riding with AJ? Y'all should love AJ for doing it. He doing the same thing that Floyd did. Not to the extreme, but he's following some of the rules that Floyd did. And that's what happens when somebody's at the top and being successful. People want to try to follow their blueprint. And he's not the only one that's following that blueprint. But it's just magnified because he got 3 heavyweight titles, and now people want him to fight Wilder right away. I'm one of those guys that want him to fight Wilder right away. I thought that fight should have happened before the Fury fight. But I know where it's coming from though. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, this is what was going to happen. When you accept things, you let it manifest, and it just keep twinkling down, man. It just keep twinkling down, 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 and down. Now people are accepting Earl Spence when he said he wants to build a Crawford fight. Oh, people making excuses. Oh yeah, he should. They should let the brothers make as much money as they want. Make as much money as they can. Okay, so Deontay Wilder reportedly offered Joshua 50 million. I get Joshua didn't take it. So who's to know that Joshua is not thinking down the line like, man, if y'all can offer me 50 million, shoot, I can probably get 60, 70, 80 million from y'all in another year or so. Let's keep milking it. Y'all accepting, once you accept one thing, you can't tell me you can't accept the what the other dude is doing. If you accepting the same exact thing, then you just being a hypocrite. Then you don't have no standards, no principles. You just it's just who, if people just come out and just say, look, I mean, I already know people don't like Joshua. If they just come out and say, I don't care. I want Spence to build a fight. I like Spence. He can build a fight, and I'm just gonna be biased towards the situation. I know some people have come out and said that, but if people came out and said that, we'll be okay. We will be okay. But no, people try to hide behind the truth of what they really are. They try to hide behind it, creep behind it. But you can't creep behind it because eventually the truth, if you talk enough, if you got a boxing channel and you talk enough, eventually the truth is going to be exposed about you because eventually you're going to let it out. You can't hide behind it for long. And the critique that people is giving Wilder, everybody cannot be a hater of Deontay Wilder. They're just giving their critique. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with Wilder fighting the way he wants to fight because it's been successful for him. And why change it? And usually people don't change unless they lose, unless they have a fight like they did last Saturday. Then they're willing to change. But sometimes you got to change before that all happens. You got to be saying, okay, I got to change this stuff up before that happens. And yes, if he doesn't change anything, if Wilder doesn't change anything and come in there with the same fight that he fought Fury with the first fight, he gonna get beat in the second fight. Because now that Fury, the worst thing that happened, now that Fury got hit by those punches and got put down, now Fury gonna be even more cautious. Now Fury threw more punches in that fight. He wasn't even cautious in that fight. As a matter of fact, he threw more punches in that fight than he did in the Klitschko fight. Go look at the Klitschko fight. He threw more punches in the Deontay Wilder fight than he did in the Klitschko fight. Now he's going to revert more towards somewhere closer to the Klitschko fight in the second fight because he's going to be more cautious. Because guess what, Tyson in the rematch. See, everybody already seen that Tyson Fury fought a really good fight in the first fight, and Wilder fought did not fight a good fight. So the onus is going to be on Wilder to win the second fight outright. Tyson Fury knows that. He's going to have a psychological edge on Wilder. He's going to go in that fight and say, I can stink this fight up and win this fight. Nobody's going to really get on me. A couple people might grumble and say, oh, you fought scared in the second fight. But he don't care because guess what? He can get 2 for 1. If he win the second fight, people are going to say, oh, you won the first fight. See, look, we told y'all he won the first fight. The onus is on Wilder to go in there and show us he can fight and add more to his game and solve the Fury puzzle. Because right now, Deontay Wilder got Fury problems. He shouldn't even be worried about Joshua. He got Fury problems. And now he said, yeah, he did, to his credit. He said he's going to go straight to the rematch. So we're going to go straight to the rematch. But if he come in there with the same mindset and doing the same thing, which I'm going to tell you right now, It is not a whole lot Deontay Wilder can do different. Let me say that again. It's not a whole lot he can do different. The best thing he can do is knock Fury down and Fury don't get back up. But you're going to see Fury clinch more in this fight. You're going to see Fury on his jab a little bit more. Fury may not throw a whole lot of combinations in this fight because he's going to try to stay away from the right hand as much as possible. Wilder going to have to come to him. And guess what? A fighter that can box, they love fighters that come straight to them. Why? Because they can get on their back foot and they can outbox you on their back foot. See, that's why Fury has the style that's all wrong for Deontay Wilder when he's right. That's why I'm not shocked that what happened on Saturday happened. A lot of people are shocked. I'm not shocked because I knew if the right Fury showed up, that can happen. But let me know what y'all think, man. I'm gonna say it again. I'm gonna continue saying it. You let Floyd Mayweather get off the hook with all his nonsense because you came up with the excuse after excuse why he can't fight little Manny Pacquiao, why it took 5 years. Everybody had all this excuse, this excuse, this excuse, this excuse. He heard all those excuses. So he took us for a ride for 5 years. Because he knew y'all was gonna show up for the pay-per-view no matter what. And that's what happens, man. And now Joshua got the edge. And now he doing the same thing. Except for fighting opponents, he doing the same thing as money-wise, financial-wise that Floyd did. And calling himself the A-side. That's what Eddie Hearn always say. We're the A-side. We're the A-side. We're the A-side. We're the A-side. Where they get all that stuff from, man? Floyd Mayweather, man.